Good afternoon. My name is Leslie Johnson, and I am a doctor of acupuncture here in Phoenix, Arizona. People are saying, they're going through all these things that are going on. And the first thing that I want to do is let you know that you're not alone. This has been a crazy year. Everybody's impacted in one way or another. There's a survey done in 2020 to talk about this feeling of stress. So people saying that they feel very stressed or constantly stressed, it's a pretty high number because, if 40% of our population, even 30% of our population is saying that you feel stress all the time, or very, very often, just as a result of this one thing, not to minimize the one thing, but we're talking about a population that's kind of going around feeling chaotic. And there's a lot of educators. And first of all, thank you. And second of all, this group has been impacted so greatly in the last year. And so probably that always, sometimes, never is going to be, it's going to be pretty high in this group. So we'll see. Sometimes it's okay. That's natural. Yeah, and just kind of check in with yourself, because you might not even have asked yourself, how often am I actually feeling stressed? Because it's just so pervasive in your life right now, which I hope not. So this is as a result of the pandemic. So if we just say stress around around health, I mean, we're looking at between 60 and 70% of people feeling stressed out about coming down with COVID themselves. 74% report feeling significant amount of stress for themselves or someone they loved. 70% of people are saying that they're feeling stressed out just about getting their basic foods, housing, all of their basic needs met. I mean, that's a really, really high number. So we're looking at these numbers, and 66% report anxiety about access to healthcare services. I mean, that's a significant number of our population. Again, just around this one sort of topic, and this is 2020. So this is about 8 months ago, I think the survey was taken. And the source of this is the APA, so American Psychological Association. Finances. This is one that people are always talking about being at the top of the list for why people are feeling stress. So 70% say that finances are a significant source of stress. And then just around the economy in general. And that's a 35% increase in 1 year. Obviously, it's a huge year and we know why there's that huge increase, but it's also, again, to tune in and just let you know that. And 75% of Americans saying money is the top stressor. I'm not going to make you guys put in there or ask you guys to put in the box what you're feeling stress about, but just know, again, you're not alone. If you're feeling some anxiety, if you're feeling some stress about money or about work or about health, you're not alone. And then looking at the bigger picture, 2/3. Now this one is from a survey done in 2007, I think. So it is a little bit dated, but if we're looking at these numbers even being slightly accurate, 2/3 of all office visits to a family physician due to stress-related symptoms, that's really high. And it's really kind of scary thinking about children, adolescents, college students report. I mean, when I was a kid, things were going on, but I don't think I even knew the word stress. It was just like, oh, well, this is what life is like. And so, especially as educators, you see probably increasing numbers of children and kids, teenagers being on antidepressants, anti-anxiety medications, and the like. So it's definitely shifted since I was a kid. And then when we're thinking about why is this an important conversation? Okay, so great, Leslie. Yay, we know that everybody's stressed out. That sucks. It's important because A, we have some control over it, and B, if we don't take control, stress is linked to the 6 leading causes of death. Obviously we're all very skilled at doing Google searches. There's lots of videos about how exactly it is linked to the heart disease, cancer, lungs, accidents, cirrhosis, and suicide. I mean, mental health professionals really, really have their hands full right now. So this is such an important topic. It's not something to be avoided or something to say like, well, everybody feels stressed, or, oh, it's normal. Well, sadly right now, yeah, it is kind of normal, but does that mean it's good for us? Not at all. What is stress? Because again, we throw this word around so much, and there's there's a lot of words on this screen, but basically it's how your system is reacting to what's going on around you. There's chemical reactions, there's emotional reactions, there's tension. And at the end of this one by Merriam-Webster, it says, factors that tend to alter an existent equilibrium. Let's look at some of the symptoms of stress. We know that the long-term effects are from the screen before. Short-term symptoms. I'm going to let you just kind of look at those. Again, you don't have to memorize any of this. This is all just for your knowledge, but you could say like, oh my God, I can't concentrate on anything. Well, that could be because you're feeling stress. I've just been feeling spacey, or, of course we talk about the sadness and the anxiety. But the spaciness, I think, is something people we blame ourselves a lot. And that's, again, what I want to kind of detach from that is say like, okay, what is going on that you're feeling so spacey? Irritability. I think everybody is going to attest to the fact that they're feeling a little bit more irritable in their close quarters with other people. Worry, grief, sadness, overly emotional. Wow, a year ago, it didn't bother me so much that somebody left the cap off the toothpaste, but now I'm freaking out about it. So that's also a good one. And physical stress. This is, again, when we're getting into more of the long-term effects of stress. Migraine, fatigue. It's winter, so it's natural that we want to sleep a little bit more, but a lot of people are just always tired. Dizziness, digestive problems, heart palpitations, headaches. The list, sadly, does go on and on. But again, like I said, yeah, sleep problems. And again, we could talk about anything. Remember, we talked about when you're off your equilibrium. And that's what in my medicine, it's so much about balance. All of a sudden, I'm never hungry. All of a sudden, I'm always hungry. I sleep too much. I sleep too little. I'm sad and I can't get out of it. We want balance. Every emotion is good, but we also want to be able to move through the emotions. So that's the really important part. What are we going to do with all of this information? What are we going to do with the doom and gloom of the realities of having stress in our life? Ta-da! Let's change the conversation. I think that a more important question is when we talk about stressor management. We all have the feelings of stress, right? We all have chemical reactions, emotional reactions to what's going on around us. But you do have a tiny, sometimes a little bit, always, sometimes control over what's going on in your life. And that's what I want to focus on. We can't control if the business shuts down. We can't control, there's a ton of things that we can't control, but what are we going to do with it? And what can we control so that we have less of that, kind of jittery feeling going on inside of us, which I know a lot of us have a lot of the time. So one of the big questions is, we're going to talk about mindfulness. So is your mind full? Is it racing? Is it like, I got to do this task, I got to do that, on and on and on and on? Is there constantly TV on in the background because you're just constantly full? Or are you being mindful? Are you being mindful of the moment? I'm glad you asked. What is mindfulness? I'll just read this because that's easier. So mindful is basically about just being present. I guess I'm not reading it. Be fully present, aware of who we are and what we're doing. So first and foremost, I think mindfulness is just about being in the moment. I was doing this talk with a group yesterday and going around the room, and And the question is, what percentage of the time do you think you're actually mindful? What percentage of the time? So if you feel like answering, I would love that. What percentage of the time do you think you're actually paying attention to what you're doing? I think for me, and this is kind of my life's work, this is what I do. I think 50% of the time, I'm not actually paying attention to what I'm doing. And that's kind of sad. Well, not sad, but it's a little bit scary. And so one of those ways to just get present, to just get in the moment, is paying attention. Oh, I'm picking up my phone. I'm turning my phone on. I'm washing the dishes. I'm squirting the soap. That's a good way to just bring yourself into the moment. 25% of the time, yeah. I thank you for your honesty, Linda, because I think if we are honest, we're going to realize that we're kind of on autopilot a lot, much less than half. Yeah. And that's kind of the important thing, is just, first of all, acknowledging it. Like, okay, I just noticed I'm in la la land. Bring myself back to the present. Oh, look at, there's a blue wall, there's a plant, there's a candle. Just even noticing what's around you brings you into the present moment. And again, if that's all you're doing, 65%, my gosh, I'm jealous. I would like that. I appreciate your honesty, Anna. But do you see, and we're going to talk about this in a second, do you see how we're so habituated to going to other tabs? Like even just watching and listening to somebody who hopefully is somewhat engaging, for half an hour, for an hour, we're multitasking all the time. And because we're just really conditioned to doing that. But it's not making us healthier or happier people. So what is mindfulness? Do you have to be sitting on a mountaintop to do this? No, not at all. Standing, paying attention to how you're standing, paying attention when you're sitting, when you're breathing, just being compassionate, listening to another person. Oh, did I hear everything Leslie said? Nope, but I certainly got my shopping list done. Yay, me. So are we paying attention to what we're doing? Are we paying attention to the person in front of us? Are we paying attention when we're walking, or are we, tripping over every rock because, oh, didn't see that there. Oh, didn't see that there. Observations. So again, when we talk about mindfulness, don't get scared of that word and think that means that you have to be meditating all the time. It just means paying attention. All right. So for me, one of the big things as well is making choices that bring more ease into your life. And so where are the choices in your life that are relatively easy to make, that you're just kind of resisting? And yet if you make that choice, your life will feel more smooth. And this is that Marie Kondo, if it doesn't bring you joy, maybe think about not doing it. If it's something that will bring you joy, do it. I'll hang out here in case anybody does have any questions. I'm still here, but if you want to go, then be good to yourselves, be good to each other, and have some more fun in your life. Thanks for taking the time to watch this video. You can find more information on my website, mindfullifeacupuncture.com. And please feel free to call if you have any further questions. And I look forward to meeting you, working with you, and sharing stories. Have a great day.